Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog, so let's get to it. I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all. All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It was like you can hear it all throughout the store. This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, first story up. Let's talk about Cardi B. Child, in this phenomenal rollout of this album that she has coming out, because I am going to say that everything that Cardi B is doing right now is strictly marketing for that album that's coming. Now, you guys know she has a lot riding on this album. She has waited, almost 7 years to put another album out because she has been she's admitted herself that she has been afraid to put out something else because she does not want to hit that sophomore slump that pretty much everybody hits. Usually if you have a huge blockbuster first album, it's almost impossible to make that same leap a second time. Okay, so but I know that Cardi B has put a lot of pressure on herself, and that a lot of people have also pressured her to put out this album, and she probably feels, with all of the shit that's gone on with her and all these other different rappers that she's been feuding with in the past, all the way up to her husband, or now should I say ex-husband, Offset, like she probably has immense pressure to make sure that this album goes well. Now, thus far, she's really released a few songs that's on the album, and they've been met with, pretty good review and critiques. So she's probably feeling a little bit better about it. And I know for a fact, you couldn't tell me no different. I mean, it ain't a fact because nobody told me, but I do know that they scheduled this album release around her court date, because they had to know that court case was going to be frivolous and stupid, and that she was going to win, and that she was going to be able to use the publicity of all of this towards her album. And that's exactly what she's doing, you guys. Even with her, this whole is she or is she not pregnant situation now, I don't think that Cardi B is pregnant. I've told you guys, we've been having this debate on Instagram for the last few days. I don't believe that Cardi B is pregnant. I think that she's trolling, because I think that, one, she's trying to promote her album. We talking about Cardi, you guys. We are talking about her, good, bad, or indifferent. We are talking about her all the time. Two, she hates Offset. One of the rock stars pointed out to me that when she was on an interview, was it on Drink Champs? I think he said it was Drink Champs. But anyway, when Cardi B was on some interview and they were asking her about her, every time that she would talk about Offset, I should say, she would say, I hate him. She would use the actual words, and they were like, Roxanne, she said, I hate Offset at least 7 times in that interview. Those exact words. So anytime a person can continuously say, I hate somebody, they really do hate you. They hate you. Okay, and I think that Cardi B is willing to make herself look like she might be pregnant by her new boyfriend for a little while, just to piss her ex-husband off, because that's the best way that she knows how. She knows, when you be married to somebody, you know exactly how to push their buttons, what is going to make them react, even if they don't say shit. That is fucking with them. I think that's what Cardi is doing. This fact that she, because her stomach, we thought she had a stomach, then she don't. The stomach appears and disappears, and I know that she already has, like, the way that her shape is, that even when she gets pregnant, her waist still goes in. Okay, that baby probably, they have that shit stitched so tight that baby just pushes out in the front. So you can't tell, like, if you were looking at her from behind, you wouldn't be able to tell if she was pregnant and everything. But I promise you, I don't think that girl is pregnant. Seeing that she had that board on, or that false waistline buttoned up underneath her black and white polka dot suit that she wears, like, girl, what are you doing? But it's hilarious to me. But I think that the fact that she made it a point to cuss out that one guy that was asking her about her body, I'm not gonna go as far as to say it was that he was a plant, okay? But I will go as far as to say is that she used that to her benefit. Like, that man asked the perfect question just so she can be like, stop talking to women about their bodies. Stop, da 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 da. I feel like that's going to be like a theme that somewhere shows up in that album some kind of way. Okay. But anyway, getting back to, like, I feel like she's trolling because she just wants everybody to be talking about her. Then she's gonna be like, bam, bitch, I'm not pregnant, bitch, and I got this top 10, a #1 album, and I got this, and I think she wants to do all of that. I hope that she's not pregnant by, if she is by any chance pregnant by anybody, it still needs to be Offset, even with him being the asshole that he is. Okay, that is the man that she was with all that time, the father of all the rest of her kids. You know, you just got with Stephon Diggs, and we still don't know about that nigga yet. We still trying to figure out if we gonna like him, trust him for you. We so far think it's good, but you know, his reputation has always preceded him. So we got to get past what we thought we knew about him and try to get on the same page with you, you know. And maybe she's just having fun. Maybe she ain't even trying to do that more with him. But what I'm saying is, Cardi has been very smart in this rollout. Okay, but you know, only a rollout can only do so much. That shit still better be good. That album needs to be good. It don't even need to be good. It needs to be great. Okay, if she really wants it to work out the way that she wants it to, that album needs to be great. We need to be hearing those songs like on the Glorilla level. Okay, every time I turn on my fucking radio, it's a Glorilla record on the on the radio. That's the kind of shit that Cardi needs. So far, they are doing a great rollout, though. I'm thinking everything is good. Like, we are talking about Cardi, and that's what you would want when you have an album coming out. Okay, so I think that they're hitting the mark. They're doing what they want to do. And so far it's working for Cardi. Okay, she got that not guilty, and she didn't have to pay nobody. She let everybody know that she ain't paying shit. She gonna go to court on anybody that's trying to sue her and all that, and she gonna countersue. Okay, so Cardi's feeling herself. But we're gonna see how it goes when this album comes out. I want the album to be good for her, but she needs that album to be good for her. Okay. All right, let's move on to the next story. All right, you got Young Thug. He sure is mad, ain't he? At least he was mad when he was in jail, you guys. And aren't we supposed to give people that was in jail a pass? You know, aren't we supposed to kind of ignore the shit that happened in jail? At least that's what they used to say, you know, because you in jail. The situation is totally different, you know. What else do you have to do besides sit around and get on some damn phone and gossip with somebody? It ain't shit else to do but do that. When you Young Thug, you know, I guess, why not hog up the phone? I know them people in that jail was so sick of damn Young Thug on that fucking phone, because this nigga was on the phone, wasn't he? He was talking to every damn body, okay? And he had a lot of opinions. But again, when you in jail, I would assume that you would have a lot of opinions, especially when you were a, like, #1 rapper. Everybody, you know, was talking Young Thug when he got arrested. You know, he got arrested pretty much not at the height. I mean, but he was arrested when he was hot, you know. So for him to go to jail and to lose all that, yeah, you a little salty, you a little mad, you a little haterish, all of that, you know. So I'm just like, okay, Jeffrey, I know that it's hard, you know. So go on and get on the phone and talk about your peeps on the phone. Okay, the problem is that whoever Young Thug pissed off while he was in jail, they have decided to leak all these audio tapes. Okay, you know, when you're on just because you're on the jail phone, that don't mean that shit isn't. They record that stuff. The shit was hilarious to me. Young Thug was running off at the mouth. I know he said some slick shit about Kendrick. I would have expected Young Thug to be more on Drake's side. Drake and Young Thug are a close rapping duo, okay? Young Thug and Kendrick, not necessarily so much. I think they had general respect for each other or whatever, but not like the way that and Drake was. Now, I don't know the internal beefs and all that shit. I'm talking about just what we as the casual, regular viewer sees of these rap relationships, okay? Young Thug is gonna always be on Drake's side, okay? Drake is really gonna be Young Thug's savior in this. Whether or not, I actually thought Young Thug was gonna get out of jail and hit the ground running. Like, I thought he was gonna get out there and just have so much to do in the studio and everything, and we ain't heard really nothing from Young Thug. So I'm not sure if we ought to be considering Young Thug just kind of, is he Like, what is it? Like, are we? Who's yelling? Oh, they working out. Are we still gonna consider like Young Thug hot, like the hot rapper right now, when he hasn't really done anything and he's been out of jail for some time now? So, you know, I thought that we'd have heard something from Young Thug by now. So Drake is really Young Thug's hope. Like, if Drake can get back on the good foot 100%, because Drake is still not there. He hasn't quite recovered. Okay. So now we got Young Thug. He gonna have to, maybe him and Drake can get in the studio in the labs and cook up something serious, because at this point they need it. Like, because what is Young Thug doing? You know? But I don't think I'm all that mad at what he said, because he's just mad and hating in jail. But I think that Kendrick now knows where he stands with Young Thug. Okay? So I think you can consider that relationship done, that friendship or whatever you was gonna call what them two had at one point. And probably Kendrick don't give a fuck anyway, right? Because Kendrick had a successful 2-year run, really, off of Ain't Not Like Us and his album and all that. Like, Kendrick is exactly where he want to be. Okay, Thug needs to get there. So I just need Thug to get back to work. Get in the studio, man. Okay, where are you? What are you doing? Side note, while we're talking about Young Thug, let's talk about Mariah the Scientist. Actually, this is not the side note, because actually Mariah is in the story too, because now folks is wondering whether or not he gonna be talking about that girl and if those tapes eventually will get leaked. Okay, because it seems like the way they leaking these tapes is just a little bit at a time, but you know some big shit might be coming soon. And maybe they gonna just release it as they go, whether or not they want to continue to fuck with Thug or not. Okay, so we still kind of waiting to see if some Mariah the Scientist shit come up in these conversations too. You know, we know that girl loves her Thug. Now, again, back to the side note. Child, I did not know that child was a singer. I had no idea. I always assumed that girl was a rapper, because who as a singer, an R&B singer, has a nickname in their name? I don't know. I kept on trying to think of all kind of recent or old R&B female or women singers that have a nickname in their name. I couldn't think of one. Most R&B singers have their whole name, or at least their first name, and that's it. Okay, now her name's Mariah. Of course, I know she probably like, I'm a singer and my name's Mariah. Like, I don't want to be the other Mariah. Okay, so then that means that, girl, maybe you should have just put you a Mariah, said your whole full name, or you should have put an initial in there, like Michael B. Jordan and Michael Jordan. I mean, they have different last names, so she really could be another Mariah. Or you could have just changed your name, or maybe she didn't want to do that. Maybe your middle name. I mean, I got all that. I mean, obviously she didn't want to do none of that. That's why she came up with Mariah the Scientist, like cooking in the lab. But to me, that is a juvenile name. When I told Jada that, she was mad at me. Okay, I was just like, why is she calling herself Mariah the Scientist? I would never take a person with that name even seriously, you know? And Jada was like, Mom, that's her name. Like, that's her name. I don't have a problem with it. I was like, I don't have a problem with it either. I'm just saying. It would have just seemed like, child, anyway, it don't matter. I just was shocked that the girl was not, that she wasn't a rapper. Beautiful girl. That's why I was always shocked that I never heard her rap songs. I was like, I ain't never heard her rap music. But child, then I realized, no, that's because she ain't no damn rapper, Roxanne. She is a singer. I want her to change her name. Why couldn't she be Mariah Science or Mariah? Like, I don't know. Anyway, it don't even matter. Okay? I just really hope that girl don't get her heart broken in this whole process. I mean, you've been dealing with a rapper, a hot top 10, hot top of the list rapper and all that Thuggy is. I'm sure she's been through a whole lot already. But, you know. So anyway, let me get on off of that, because that's whatever. How y'all feeling about Thug, though? I mean, I don't know. Thug talk bad about Gunna. Gunna seem to be all right. Seem to be doing good. He all fit and kind of, it's a little weird bodied, but he is fit, you know, and he got his hair done, and his head is just a little large for the rest of his frame. I'm still trying to get it all to catch up together. But other than that, you know, gonna seem to be all right. You know, Kendrick all right. You know, right now Drake is, again, I still feel like Drake's on the ropes. You guys feel like Drake has recovered yet? I'm gonna move on to the next story. Actually, lastly, in quickies, you guys, Montel Jordan told us yesterday that his prostate cancer has come back. I know that he had his prostate removed when he originally had the first round of prostate cancer, and yeah, just upsetting. And you guys, we ain't gonna even talk about it long. We just gonna say prayers up for him, his family, you know, everybody, and hopefully he can beat and fuck cancer. Mel and Martell. My wish for Mel is that she could move far, far, far away from Martell Holt. Okay, remember how Jenny was in Forrest Gump, and she would pray on her knees every day, please let her fly far, far away from her fucking father, who was a fucking pedophile and a damn, just a horrible person. Okay, that's how I feel for Mel. I want that girl to be able to move. I know she can't because she has kids that are underage with Martell. And Martell is determined to make sure that Melody's life is miserable. And he would never okay for her to move. So that's already not going to happen. But I really hope that when them kids get to be 18, that when that baby gets to be, I know she hate that. I mean, she don't hate the fact that she has their baby. But I know she probably wishes, you know, if she could turn back the time, that last one, you know, she would be like, fuck, I'm almost finished if she didn't have that last one. I'm not saying that she regrets that baby at all. What the better word is, she probably hates the day that she met Martell. Okay, loves her kids, but can't believe that she actually met and fell in love and procreated 4 times with that man. When I saw like him, he still harasses that girl. He still harasses her, and I can't believe it. Like, even with them not being on the show and everything, like I used to think maybe it was for the show, but no, it ain't even just for the show. Martell is just still, he is obsessed with making sure that Mel's life is miserable. And my hope is that she can just move away and start over when that baby is 18. Okay, so that she can get some peace of fucking mind. Because I can't imagine having to deal with that all the time. All the time. All the time. Anyway, moving on. I hope nobody listened to Tyrese and went and harassed Mary J. Blige to ask her to call Tyrese because she decided to deny the songs that he wrote for her. I was just like, Tyrese, what is wrong with you? You know, there are a lot of mentally ill people on the internet. There are a lot of mentally ill celebrities that we deal with all the time. Tyrese is one of them. Tamar is another one of them. I feel like these people have true mental illnesses. And I think there are a lot of other people that could stand to go to a fucking psychiatrist and get some medication. Okay? And so Tyrese that was such a passive aggressive way. First of all, him going on and on about how he loved her, but you cannot accept the fact that this woman said no. This is a same situation as any other woman trying to tell you, no, I don't want to do this. No, don't touch me. Don't call me. No, don't follow me. No. That nigga, I'm not going to go as far as to call him a predator, but that shit was very predatorish. Why would you keep on doing that when the lady told you no? That's why people have a problem with Tyrese. Because he don't never understand when to fucking stop. Okay? Y'all leave that lady alone. Tracy Ellis Ross's home was broken into. And, you know, they have been hitting those celebrities hard. So, and, you know, but I've had my house broken into, and it is not a good feeling. And so that's why I always be concerned about showing things in people's houses, because you just don't know what people are watching, what people might want, you know, and you might not have nothing, or you might just have a little bit of something, but somebody gonna want that shit. Somebody gonna want it. And that's the thing about social media and why it's so scary to think about it. You know, what you open yourself up to. So I hope that Tracy, I'm sure she's fine. She wasn't there. But yeah, it's just a scary time. And the more that people don't have, because I've talked to some financial advisors, okay, some economists, and they are saying that we are headed to some really dark financial times in these next couple of years, you guys. It's coming. So I hate to be doom and gloom. Let me get off of that, but that is something to keep in mind, you guys. If you making major decisions financially, you need to keep in mind that we headed for some pretty tough financial struggles. Okay. Also, you guys, Karen from Real Housewives of Potomac, you know, the Grande, she has made it home. She was released on Tuesday, was it? I believe it was Tuesday that she was released. Yeah, day after Labor Day, because I'm sure the jails wasn't open to be processing people out on Monday. It was Labor Day. So I think on Tuesday she was released that morning and she's home. I'm happy for Karen. But, you know, even though we laughed and shit about it, the thought of having Karen in jail like that, you know, that was pretty like, damn. That was a bummer. You know, I don't want to see that. I wouldn't want to see none of them ladies in jail, you know? So I hate that she had to go through that, but you know, you be drinking and shit. You could have killed somebody. She lucky she ain't killed herself or anybody else, you know? So she really got off pretty in the grand scheme of things. This could have been 10 times worse. So I'm hoping that Karen learned her lesson. I have a feeling that she has. I have a feeling also that they're going to have to address this drinking on Real Housewives. It's too fucking much. It is too fucking much. And people tell me that there are other shows in the Real Housewives franchise that people have alcohol problems. I mean, we know that because they drink at everything, you know, and at some point the show is, you know, it's not the show's fault, but the show is like, what is the word? When the show is assisting in supporting these bad habits that these women might have. You know, drinking and driving is a serious thing, and if they watching Karen do that and not trying to either help her get off of it or giving her some ultimatums that if she don't stop, she's gonna get put off the fucking show, you know, that's where it needs to go now, because these, you know, these ladies are just on this show and they drinking and partying and doing all this stuff, and then they getting in the car and getting in trouble. So yeah, but I am happy that Karen's back. I think that Karen has learned her lesson. I mean, Karen is a grown woman, okay? She had an addiction. A lot of people do. But I think that, you know, if she works on it, I mean, if she plays it right on the show, this is going to be good for Karen, because there are a lot of people that really do like Karen, but there are still some people that don't. But I think that people will admire her if she tells her story correctly and stops trying to lie on the fucking show. See, that was the thing. Karen was lying. From what you guys tell me on the show, she was acting like she wasn't that drunk and that she was just this and that and the other. And then when we saw the video, we was like, bitch, you wasn't that drunk. That's all you was drunk. That's all you were. Now that we done got past that and we done got over that, you know, I think that Karen, if she plays it right, like, this is gonna be a good thing for her. They definitely were still taping when she was released. I'm sure they made it a point to make sure that they were still taping, because they needed to get Karen back in this season. I think that Bravo likes Karen. You know, she hasn't rubbed Andy and none of them other producers the wrong way, and I think that they're willing to work with her. So I think everything is gonna work out for everybody. But Karen better not be drinking her ass. We better not even see Karen drink a motherfucking thing on that show next season. Nothing but water and punch. Okay? Lastly, you guys, I want to give a shout out to Overall Prince. He used to provide some of my older wigs that I've had in the past. You know, he would just send them to me. I never asked for payment, just out the blue. I would get a wig in the mail. Recently engaged, so congratulations to you, Dominic. And then also, I was supposed to tell a Rockstar, Siobhan, I was supposed to tell her happy birthday a couple of weeks ago when I had to take that sabbatical and I nigga was going through. I was supposed to that week, if I did the top of the blogs, I was supposed to tell her happy birthday. It was her 50th birthday and we had talked about it in the DMs and she was excited, and you know, she asked me, I told her to remind me and she did, and then I didn't do the video. And you know, when I tell people I'm gonna do shit, I don't care how big or small it is. Like when I say I'm gonna do it, I really try to do it. So it bothered me that I didn't do it. So even though it's 2 weeks later, happy belated birthday to you, Siobhan. I hope that you had a great birthday. And that's it. All right, you guys, we do this every single week, so make sure you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.